Okay, guys. So now I want to take you through how to do draft 2 part 2 with the AI. So this is if you choose to use the AI to help you create your outline. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's get to it. Here we go. So let's say you're going to choose, we're going to go down to part 2. Let's look at it. So part 2 is this right here. We're going to go to ChatGPT or any of the AI, the other alternative AIs. And we're going to ask it to help us to develop an outline. And then we're going to create our own outline based on the outline it gives us. Now, this is super important. The commands that you give the AI matter. So I've given you an easy command to use, which is you're just going to tell the AI, whichever one you choose, to develop an outline for a research paper that investigates your topic. You must say the word research paper. If you don't, it might just give you, like if you say, just develop an outline for a paper or an essay, it might not give you the research paper style. I've seen some people submitting like a 5-point paragraph or 5-paragraph 3-point style outlines. Those might not be as useful to you, but we'll see. I'm going to go in there and when I give you feedback, I'm going to look at your outlines and challenge you to think in ways that are more than just 3 points. Just a heads up. So we're going to go to the AI. I'm going to use ChatGPT. That's the first one. And I'm going to ask it to help me develop a outline. So I'm just going to copy paste. If you look down here, right here at the very bottom, you're going to see where I copy pasted exactly the same words that were in the part 2, right? Develop an outline for a research paper that investigates. And in your topic, you're going to put what your topic is, right? Let me show you. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm going to show you very quickly what that looks like. So same thing, develop an outline for a research paper that investigates. Now I'm going to write my topic. Now my topic is how English majors do research. So I'm just going to type that in instead. How English major students do research. And then I'm going to hit enter. And there it goes. I'm going to let it go. If I like this one, I might use this one. If I don't like this one, I might check out a different AI, and I'll do that right now. Sometimes you like the idea of possibly merging multiple AIs together and then kind of taking charge of it and moving and removing things. Oh wow, this is giving me a ton of stuff. All right, that's a pretty big outline. I'm just kind of giving it a quick look. Let's say I don't like that outline. I want to try maybe a different one, or I'm interested, but I want to see what a different AI might give me. So I'm going to go to control. I'm going to go to u.com, which is a different AI. So here it is. Now, don't make the mistake. A lot of people will try to type something in here. That's just a regular, that's like typing in Google. You don't want to go there. What you want to do is you want to come down to this blue button right here, where it says introducing UChat, talk to it here. That's where you want to go. So if you click on that, it'll take you, you'll know you're on it because on the left-hand side over here, you're going to see the little chat is highlighted. You could click on all, and that takes you to a different one, but we don't want to go to all. We want to go to the chat. And I'm going to ask it the same thing. Develop an outline for a research paper that investigates how English major students do research. Let's see what it gives me. All right. So it's telling me more like how to do it. That's interesting. I kind of like that. A little bit of a feedback. I also like that it tells me where it got its information from. That's why I like UChat. It's linking to the different websites that it got its information that's telling me about. So here it says, consider the purpose of the paper, topics, subtopics, establish the purpose, structure, introduction, literature review, method section. So it's mentioning a lot of the same things that I'm seeing over here. Literature review, methods section. These are interesting. I want to know more about those things. I might Google them or ask the chat to explain what is a methods section, what is a research or results section. Sources, interviews. That sounds a lot like what we're doing. All right. So I think I'm going to work with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture. I'll take my phone. I'm going to take a picture of this whole outline. Now, a lot of you might be saying, Bonnie, this thing is like long. What do I do? Well, because remember, we need to take a picture. We want to be accountable, right? We're all good people at the end of the day, and we're going to be honest about our AI usage. So what we're going to do is might like put it to halfway, take a picture, and then I'm going to, once I've taken that picture, make sure I take a nice clear picture with my phone. When you're doing with your phone, make sure it's nice and clear, that I can see it without like no blurry like motion shots. There's the first picture, and then I'm going to kind of go down a little bit and take the other half. I might take several of these. So I did like up to there. Oh yeah, that'll do. Okay, and then another picture where it's really clear. Yeah, really clear. Okay, so I have my pictures. I'm going to attach those pictures just to make sure that they're there. Part of the assignment is I got to attach those pictures. See, I've already attached my first draft, so now I got to get those pictures over. So sometimes I'll email myself the pictures because that's just easier for me. Or sometimes I'll just upload them to Google Drive and I can get them there, and that's easier for me. I think that's what I'll do. I'll just upload the 2 pictures to Google Drive. So find some way to get the pictures off your phone so you can give them to me or attach them here. Upload. And I'm just going to go ahead and upload my pictures that I just took. I'll show you in a little bit. So I'm going to go to my drive just to go collect those pictures. So see, here are my 2 pictures that I took. I think I'll just download them now. Must be, yeah. I'll download them. That way I have my pictures. Now that I have my pictures, I can upload them to my Blackboard because I have to show Bonnie the pictures of what the AI gave me. So I'm going to go to my downloads, and there are my pictures. Submit. I won't let me. Everything froze on me. So browse files. Let's try one more time. I'll just do one at a time. There we go. And I'm able to upload these pictures. So those are the pictures of the AI. So that's the first part of part 2. What's the next part? Well, the next part, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it more my own. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to copy it. We don't want to just turn in the exact same thing. And if we start to look at it, even though it may look really nice, I'm going to create a new file for my outline. It might look like really, really nice. I might want to make some changes to it. Maybe this is not exactly how I want my paper to go. For background of the study, objectives, that's not how I am. I might talk a little bit about my connection to, I like to start with my personal experience to my question, or to my topic. I might introduce my question, and who it impacts. I might talk about, might define research. I might define research here. I don't know. Maybe. Key terms. I don't have key terms in my paper. I might talk a little bit about, I might move the define research down here and talk a little bit about like what I think the answer might turn out to be, maybe like a hypothesis or something. Overview of the paper, I don't think I'm going to do that. Literature review, so I know what that is. That's when you talk about your sources. So I know, like, in my mind, this is where my sources are going to go. So I'm thinking I'm going to do talk about the whole topic as I understand it. Introduce my first source, why, like, or explain his ideas, and connect them to myself or my experiences. I think I want to introduce my second source, explain his ideas, and I want to know more about my sources. I guess I can't really say that I can connect them to myself because I don't know yet. I would like to try, so maybe just kind of connect or argue against. That might do that. I don't know. Depends on what the source is. I haven't found my source yet. Methodology, I know what this means. This means my interviews or my observations, they're coming up. So research design, for me, I would like to do 2 interviews. So explain why I chose interviews, and talk about the questions I will be asking. I'm not even showing participants. I can talk about my participants, explain who I chose to interview. Data collection, I guess this, I'm just going to show my interview answers, or show my interviews, what they said, what I asked, maybe in a nice table. Analysis, I feel like that's its own paragraph. I'm not going to do that there. I might do that over here where it says results. I don't know what I'm going to be asking yet. I could see myself trying to get this information. I don't know that I don't know that I'm even going to be talking about technology. I'm going to remove that one. I don't like that. English majors, attitudes towards research. I could ask questions about that. That sounds like a good one. It'd be cool to kind of look at my interviews, see if the interviews talk about this, or, you know, ask about this. So I like that. Ask about this if I interview a student or professor. I like this one. Should ask about this. I might want to, like, make connections between my sources and my interviews and myself here. Maybe that's a different one. And so what you see that I'm doing is I'm taking the original outline, but now I'm making it mine. Discussion of results. Oh, maybe that's where maybe this is where I can make connections. So maybe here, like, for those of us that like to do the 5-paragraph essay, this is probably where you would make your points, like, based on, like, everything that I've seen in my sources talk about. Here's a point, here's a point, here's a point, here's a point. But notice that it takes a small paragraph to do that, as opposed to an entire paper. A research paper is much bigger in terms of how it's, or more complex in how it delivers ideas. So I could see that being, I don't care about demographic stuff for my audience. I don't think it matters to my question, like whether they're Latino or white or Black or girls or boys. Interpretation of results. I can make connections here between sources and to sources and myself to kind of do this interpretation. Implication for, I don't think I'm going to talk about that because I don't think it matters to English studies. It might be implications for, like, students, implications for incoming students, like, what does this mean for students? How do they need to prepare? Limitations would mean, like, where does my study not fully answer the question? I don't necessarily think I'm going to answer that. Suggestions for future research, I'm not going to talk about that. Summary of my findings, I personally don't like doing that. That's not my style. I like problem solving. So talk about how what I've discovered solves the problem of not knowing about research in the English major. Final thoughts. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. What I want people to walk away with. All right. And my references, my works cited. I probably won't have appendices. I don't do that. Okay, so I have now an outline that is kind of informed by the AI, but more my own. It's talking about things that I actually care about, that I can imagine I'll be talking about, and remove stuff that I felt like I'm not going to talk about that. Now that I've made it, I'm going to go ahead and save it. Save as. I'm going to browse, put it in my, let's see, Bonnie's work for 1302. I'm going to call this draft 2, part 2, the outline I made with the AI. Now just make it real obvious in terms of the title. And I'm going to go back to my Blackboard, and I'm going to browse my computer and attach part 2 right there. So now you see I have part 1, the essay I started kind of drafting, or the mind map, the first part, the drafting for part 1. I have the pictures of what the AI gave me, and I've now attached the outline that I made. I used the AI at first, but I went in and revised it to make it more my own. So that is draft 2, part 2.